About gasoline, sir, but I know that when you went to charging for a credit card.
Question, Delegate Mayor?
Yeah, but are you saying the price for cash, you paid cash when you went to the two-tiered system, the cash price went down?
Yes, sir, and as I look at pricing reports across the United States, I find that on average across the United States, that where there is two-tier pricing by those companies that use it, that the cash price will be lower than the regular price for those companies that don't use it. Now, there are exceptions because everybody sets their own price, but you will find that trend throughout the country, that where cash price is available, that typically those prices will be a little lower in those communities throughout the country.
Any further questions? Go ahead, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, Delegate Robinson.
The answer was responsive. The question was, did the price go down, or did the cash price remain constant while you increased the price for the credit card users?
Okay, I thought I explained that yes, it did go down, and that yes, there is a differential, and that differential is not only with ourselves, but that differential is in the industry throughout communities across the United States.
Delegate Cox.
But conceptually, the whole concept of this is to try to identify and focus the credit cost for those who use it, and they know that they're paying the cost of it. They have the option. And the wonderful thing about it is that as technology is coming along, we are now getting to that point that on a very broad basis, and certainly in this state through Sovereign Bank and other banks, we have a situation in which the customer can use his debit card and get cash price.
Delegate Cox.
Yeah, previous statements you made, you said that the company-owned stations, the managers would lose their jobs, and there are several managers here today.
Yes,
My understanding of the bill is, aren't they grandfathered in?
Well, I guess that's for you to determine. If it's grandfathered in, obviously they're safe. The bill, the way it was originally written, I'm sorry, I don't spend all my time tracking this because I still have a regular job to do. But when I came into this thing originally, there was not a grandfathered clause. If there's grandfathered, they're going to be a lot happier. And that's good.
Delegate Moore.
Mr. Chairman, I'm a little bit confused on this issue, so you can help me. How does Mobil determine what the credit card charge is going to be to the dealer? How do you compute that?
We compute it. We do not fully recover our credit card costs. The last time, and I don't know how much proprietary information off the top of my head I should be testifying to, but the last time I looked, and it's been some time, the credit card costs were something in the magnitude of $30 million or $33 million. We don't recover all of our credit card costs, but 3% seems to be a reasonable figure because it recovers much of the cost, and it still allows a little something for the dealer in there, the difference between what he charges for the difference between his cash price and his credit price. So he has a little something for the handling of the bookwork and so forth on that. The other side of it is that you take a look and see what Bank America charges, Visa, MasterCharge, Amex, they'll run somewhere between 3 and 6%. Now, we honor today American Express, we honor Visa, we honor MasterCharge. We pay the charge for those, and it is around 3% or a little more for American Express. The dealers will have the 3% charge coming in against those, and then we'll pay the bill. The customer obviously is the one paying, though.
Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate everybody being allowed the opportunity to ask their questions. A few moments ago in your response to both Delegate Mayer as well as Delegate Robinson, you mentioned the fact that for those stations who do have a variance between what they charge for gas versus credit, that their gas prices are slightly lower than the prices for the same type of gas at those stations who don't have that variance. Wouldn't that be, would you not agree that the reason for that is that at those other stations, they figure the cost in for the credit across the board on all gas, regardless of whether you pay credit or not. So therefore, you can't really say that there's a reduction in the cash price because it's fully absorbed on one side. It's fully absorbed on one side for those stations who do have a variance, and it's absorbed across the board for those stations who do not. So therefore, there is an increased cost because of use of credit.
Okay, let me, again, if you look at price surveys that are done, and look at the price surveys across the United States on those companies that use the differential, there is a distinction. There is a lower price, typically, for cash for those stations that use the differential between cash and credit. And there will be, conversely, there will be a higher price in those stations for credit than there would be for those stations that mix them together.
Okay,
So, is this line of questioning germane to this bill?
Yes, sure it is.
All right.
There's a credit card provision in this. There's a credit card provision in this bill. In that case, then, I acknowledge the fact that that's lower, but the credit card price is higher. So
The credit card price is higher, and higher than average would be, and the cash price is lower than average.
So the point then being is the presence of credit and the credit charges does not result in a lower cash price. It simply depends upon where you choose to get your money back. You are correct.
I would say this, that if we were to merge the two of them together, then the average cash, obviously we're charging the credit card customer for the use of credit, and he knows that, and he's paying more. Now, we are not absorbing that. We wouldn't absorb it if we went the other way around. The pricing structure would change. We would not have a dual pricing structure. We would have one price. A cash price would go up, and
All right. I believe you have 5 more minutes. Sure.